That's a great question. Yeah, over time, I mean, there's going to be a variety of issues. Some will agree with him on, some will disagree with him on. Listen, I'm not going to cast imaginary votes on pieces of legislation in Washington, and so I'm not going to stand here and say if I was a congressman or this is how I would have voted on the healthcare reform. But I will tell you, I posted on my team posted on social media the other day a real concern with one of the specifics in this healthcare bill, that these congressmen exempted themselves. And listen, that's not an attack on Democrats. That's an attack on these career Washington Republicans in D.C. who exempted themselves from the health care package they were passing. And so, again, that's a problem. Like when they get to Washington, they probably don't have the mindset that they're going to vote on things that would exempt themselves from it, that would apply to the people, not themselves. But once they're there for a long time, the mentality changes. And so I guess that's one recent one where I have a real concern with politicians in D.C. passing a healthcare law that applies to themselves. Pardon me, that I have a problem with politicians in D.C. passing a healthcare law that applies to the people but doesn't apply to themselves.
Treasurer, you mentioned coastal elites, so Massachusetts, San Francisco. Mm-hmm. What are coastal elite values and what are Midwestern values? How are they different? Good
question. So, here in the Midwest, one of the values that I believe we hold dear is being vigilant when it comes to illegal immigration and doing everything we can to stop sanctuary cities. And so San Francisco, Andy, is a good example. So San Francisco, one of the places that I think shares values in common with Sherrod Brown, they're embracing this cause of sanctuary cities. A sanctuary city is a city where the mayor says to their police that the police don't have to follow federal immigration laws. First of all, that's crazy because law enforcement raises their right hand and takes an oath to follow the law and uphold the Constitution. But secondly, it's out of touch with the values of folks here in Ohio and the Midwest, because not only do we respect the rule of law, but we also want to do everything we can to keep folks here safe and secure. And that's not to say that there aren't people in Northern California who are against sanctuary cities. I'm sure there's some. But the politicians there, Andy, they embrace it whole hog. And so I'd say that that's one area where our values here in the Midwest, where we're trying to fight tooth and nail against sanctuary cities, are different than San Francisco, for instance, where they're embracing sanctuary cities.
Nick, what is the status right now of the U.S. term limits constitutional amendment?